And we are back to the live stream. How you doing, folks? My name is Darryl Prale. If you missed the first one, then you missed Martha Byers. She's an attorney who's an expert in the telecom side and communications. She had some phenomenal insights. Check it out. You can see it now on a Periscope playback because we're streaming on Periscope, or you can see it on the actual live stream on the Enterprise Connect website. So that's fantastic. If you're here now, you're probably here because you think you want to check out Kevin Kieller. Well, guess what? I've got him right here beside me, sitting here, and you were telling me you just ran from the Cisco session to be here. Is that right?
Absolutely. I tried to stay there as long as I could, but I needed to get here to talk to you.
So all our friends at Cisco, I can attest that he literally sat down in his chair seconds before we went live because he wanted to hear you. And how was the content at the Cisco session?
Oh, it was fantastic. I think they're focusing on experiences, and I think that's the right direction. You know, technology is terrific. I love technology, but ultimately it has to be able to deliver real business results. So what they were saying in the part that I saw was going very well.
Now you're with enableUC.com, is that correct?
That is correct.
So if you want to learn more about Kevin, the classic example, we all do it, right? Is you multitask while we're talking or watching one thing, you're checking them out online at the same time, so you can go check Kevin out online at enableUC.com, do that. And you're busy, like you're a Microsoft Skype for Business expert, and you're like everywhere at this show.
Yeah, no, when I'm here, I try to be busy, and you know, I'm speaking later this afternoon at 3:15 on making the right choices with Skype for Business. Then at 4:15, we're talking about managing Skype for Business, obviously doing this interview. Tomorrow, then I'm doing it on the other side where I'm interviewing. So yes, I'm absolutely keeping busy.
So if you want to give Kevin a hard time, you're seeing him today as the victim, the interviewee. Tomorrow he is the interviewer sitting in my chair interviewing his subject matter experts. You can let Kevin know how well he does in one role or the other. All right, we did mention that you are one of the leading experts on the Microsoft Skype for Business, which I'm seeing everywhere at this show, nonstop. They own the show in some regards. What are the biggest challenges for enterprises considering a Skype for Business migration?
Yeah, that's a great question because I think, you know, the Skype for Business ecosystem is so broad, and you have so many choices that organizations, they have to figure out a way to work through the choices and make the right choices. And that's really, you know, the session at 3:15 this afternoon, that's what I'm going to focus on, which is how do you make the right choice? And one of the key things is you need to know what the measurable business results are that are going to lead to success. And the organizations that write it down, that prioritize it, that understand how they're going to measure success, those are the organizations that quite frankly then can evaluate all the options in light of those results that they want and move in the right direction. It's kind of like a trip. I mean, you can start just driving aimlessly, but it works out a lot better when you know what your destination is.
Now, what are the questions you get asked all the time, maybe the top 2 or 3, as it relates to actually, shall we say, that the evaluation of Skype for Business?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding or incomplete information about Skype for Business on premises. What are those capabilities versus the ever evolving Skype for Business online capabilities? I mean, there's new capabilities that Microsoft just introduced and announced at the show today, right? And a week from now there may be some additional capabilities. So, a lot of times organizations are curious or misinformed about what you can do in those 2 different platforms. And then, of course, things get even more muddied when we talk about hybrid. So we're taking some components and some features online, combined with some on-premises equipment, and there's both pros and cons of each of those. And really, it's about, okay, well, how do we go through that? How do we do the evaluation? And how do we avoid analysis paralysis where we never decide anything, so we never get anything done? Those are typically things that organizations are asking, myself and my team about.
So clearly they can, people attending Enterprise Connect can talk to you, they can see your sessions, and what's great about you is that you're an independent subject matter expert.
Correct.
All right? But if they were to hit Microsoft up on the expo floor, are there certain things you would encourage them to assess, to have a look at, or to ask questions on?
Yeah, I'm a big, my background is software development, so I'm very pragmatic. And so I think first, you do have to have a framework of understanding what success looks like for you. So is it about saving money, improving efficiency? If it's about improving efficiency, are you measuring it today? Because if not, how are you going to know you're improving it? So I do think talking to Microsoft with a clear understanding of what the success factors are for your organization, because they differ for all organizations, I think that that's a good way to start the conversation. And then I think you need to get some hands-on experience. So do a proof of concept, do a pilot. Marketing literature is great, but it always focuses on the positive. The positive is never what hurts you, it's always the negative. And so you only learn that. I'm surprised, but marketing departments don't put out the brochure that says these are things we don't do so well.
The top 10 mistakes you will make when you roll out our solution.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that doesn't exist, and so you do have to go and talk to people who have done it. But as well, each organization is different, so get that hands-on experience by proof of concepts and pilots. Touch it, feel it, beat on it a bit, and make sure it's a good fit for your organization.
All right, now we have the role of Microsoft's new collaboration application, Microsoft Teams. How will Skype for Business be affected by that?
Well, so first, that's another choice to throw into the mix. So now we have a proliferation of options. Microsoft has always adopted the bundle proposition. So the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and growing bundle of Office. Now we have Microsoft Teams. Today, quite frankly, it creates more questions and a little bit of confusion, because Teams is a strong product. Microsoft released it to compete with Slack, but the integration between Teams and Skype for Business today is at best a work in progress. So things like presence, I can be available in Teams, but I'm busy in Skype for Business. Clearly, Microsoft has some additional integration work to do, and so organizations need to ask more questions. Are some of our users served by one versus the other? Do we give them both? Now how do I deal with change management, training, all of those important non-technical things that are really important to success.
Fantastic. Now, if people want to learn more about your organization and what you do, is the website the best place to find that?
Yeah, the website is a great place, enableUC.com. Connect with me, Kevin Kieller on LinkedIn. And certainly if you're at Enterprise Connect, come to the 3:15 session. I'm going to talk about Skype for Business. I'm going to talk about monsters, because I think UC and monsters, I don't know, I pick a theme every year, and that seemed like an apropos theme for this year.
All right, if you want to learn more about monsters, and you want to have the monster slayer, Kevin Kieller, in your court, as you contemplate and evaluate Microsoft Skype for Business and all the challenges that goes with that, as well as the entire Microsoft's collaboration application, Microsoft Teams. In other words, the whole communication back end that Microsoft's rolling out, then check this man out or go to enableuc.com. But by all, make sure you go to his session at 3:15 where he's going to tackle it all and slay those monsters. In the meantime, Kevin, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.
All right, we'll see you at the next live stream, folks. Don't go too far because we're going to be up again at 10:40.